If you feel like somehow everybody else got the memo except you, or maybe if you're anxious because you're not there yet, this video is for you. Because I see this all the time, especially with creative, open-minded people, entrepreneurs, builders, founders, and freelancers. You look around and it feels like everybody else is winning already. You see that everybody else has clarity, momentum, and direction. And you feel stuck asking yourself, am I late to this party? Did I miss something up? Did I choose the wrong path? Why don't I have this figured out yet? And today I want to slow this down for you. Not to hype you up, and definitely not to give you life hacks. I'm here to give you a different lens, one that genuinely helped me in the last couple of years figuring out my journey as well. There is a concept from Simon Sinek's book called The Infinite Game, which completely changed how I look to my life, to my career, and to my relationships, especially with my wife. Let me find the book. The author Simon Sinek explains a really interesting concept that stuck me for a while. He talks about the finite and the infinite games that everybody is playing on a daily basis. A finite game, like a Formula One race, has clear rules, clear players, a clear end, maybe 55 or 56 laps, and has clear winners who wins the world title championship, and clear losers. You might be able to think some other examples like football, an exam, a promotion, or maybe chess, or the Rubik's Cube. But life, a lifelong career, or building something meaningful that you feel that it's yours, those are all infinite games. There is no finish line, there is no boss, and there are no clear rules and nor winners or losers. There won't be a moment when someone will give you a medal for winning in life. The real problem with this is that most of us are playing an infinite game with a finite mindset. We scroll social media and look at others and we assume they are ahead, I am behind, I should be further, and all different things. And we are comparing each other. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You might not even be playing the same game. Everyone has different values, different goals, different constraints, and most probably we are in different seasons. Comparing yourself with someone who is playing a totally different infinite game is completely useless, and it's actually damaging. And being confused, it's absolutely normal. It's part of the game. I remember when I started my first business and been looking for online content and inspiration, I had one guy who I followed on every single platform that existed back in time and watched every single content that he published. And he's Gary Vaynerchuk. He has a really interesting mindset about launching a business, working on some projects, or just simply how to approach life, which can actually help you to settle down a little bit with yourself and live a fulfilled one. He's been saying this for years: fall in love with the process. Not the outcome, not the applause, or whatever social media is doing for you, and definitely not with the title. And of course, for a very long time, I did not get it, like what he's talking about, why he's always talking about the process and not the outcomes, until it actually clicked and it matured in me. Because from the outside, the process, it looks messy. I start my podcast, I'm not starting my podcast. I start a different YouTube series, I'm not starting a different YouTube series. It's a mess. Of course, I understand, but it's the process. It's the process of me figuring this thing out, because if I would already knew it, I would be the top podcaster, no? Or the top content creator. Why not? But I have not yet figured it out. You try some things, some will work, some will fail. I already had 3 failed businesses, and now I'm working on the next one. Maybe this will succeed, maybe not, but the process was the fun part. One thing I learned is that our subconscious definitely directs us in a way where we set we want to be. Maybe it seems random that for you or for me, trying things out, that is, at the end of the day, signal generation. Every hobby, every new project, every side hustle, every curiosity or business or partnership that you started and failed, it compounds, and none of them was wasted. All these were building the identity that basically you are or I am today. I'm not going to discover who am I by thinking harder. I will discover who am I by doing things, by trying and failing, by risking things, risking bigger things, risking a career, risking a relationship, risking something that I might lose, but I don't want to. If you do this and you actually put a little bit of effort on noticing what gives you energy and what takes energy, will help you figure out what your identity should actually be about. This is the process which will lead to success, or we can say that the process itself is the success. Being part of a process, any of it, like your own, or in my case mine, it comes with a lot of uncertainty. Uncertainty feels like being lost, being behind, not knowing exactly what the next move is. But let me try to reframe it the way it helped me with content creation. Uncertainty should not be treated as a problem. It should be treated as information gathering. When you're unsure, you're not yet failing, you're just started to collecting data. You're learning, you're testing, and you're observing. You will see soon enough what works, what did not work, what is something that you actually like and enjoy, what you hate from the bottom of your heart, and what are the things that you can resonate with. And one thing for sure, clarity definitely does not come from thinking, it comes from taking action and from motion. You cannot gain confidence via just thinking it. You will build that muscle over time with all the lessons that you will learn along the way. Staying still, or maybe I should say staying stuck, it can feel safe, but most probably it keeps you anxious. Motion can definitely feel uncertain, but it creates long-term clarity and it compounds over time. So, as a conclusion, if you would like to take one idea away from this video, it would be the following. You're not broke, you're not late, you're just early in the process. And so am I, with 10 to 15 subscribers. This is an infinite game where a lot of people are playing a finite one, and make sure to catch them. And I would definitely recommend to read that book because it will help you understand a lot of movements around the world, why things are happening the way it happens. Please stop comparing your chapter 10, 15 with someone else's chapter 20 or 25. And most importantly, make sure you're taking care of yourself because this is a long game, a very long one. If this resonated with you, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. See you in the next one.